Watching TV 25 WVIZ.
WVIZ's High School Game of the Week is made possible by the Cleveland Browns, proud supporters of high school football in Northeast Ohio. The Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company of Cleveland, bottlers of Slice and Diet Slice. And the East Ohio Gas Company, the Sunshine People, bringing natural gas to more than 1 million people in Northeast Ohio, heating homes, cooking meals, and providing energy for industry.
From DiBiasio Stadium, WVIZ Sports continues its coverage of high school football. Tonight, the Panthers of Euclid will play host to the Massillon-Jackson Polar Bears. And if you like hard-nosed football, this one's for you. Hi, everyone. Mike Massa, along with Brian Powers and Brian, old-time, hard-hitting football.
Well, that's the way to describe it with this ball club from Massillon. They go at you. They like to hit you, keep that ball inside, drive at you, keep driving at you. It's a tough football team.
Well, when the coach said that his philosophy is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come at you and beat on you and beat on you and beat on you until I wear you down.
Well, that's the way to do it if you can, but you have to have the horses to be able to keep beating.
Well, they got one of the horses that can do it for Howie Murado, Brian, the running back, and he's a beauty.
Good, hard-nosed running back, powerful runner, hits the line at top speed inside the tackles. In a close game, Howie will carry the pigskin 20 to 25 times. He is also a two-way performer. And you need a tight end, you need a big one when you go with this power football, and they have it in number 13, Tom Littman, at 6'4", 200 pounds. Tom will use his size to open up the offensive holes for his backs. He has good blocking skills. And Mike, this tight end can also catch the football.
Brian, and they've got a quarterback that can throw it. Jeff Morris is completing about 59% of his passes. Doesn't throw that often because it's power football, but he is capable.
Sounds good. If you can throw it and keep that high percentage, it makes for a good football game.
One of the things that the Polar Bears are going to be throwing at them is that straight 5-2. When you have that, that means you've got to have a great linebacker, and Eric Wilson is a good one.
He fits the mold of inside linebackers. Number 67, pleasure to watch play this game. He loves contact from the linebacking spot. Eric will need to use his speed in defending the wide open offense of Euclid. They're going to need him in that 5-2 tonight.
And he's got a lot of help in Rob Cernak. So defensively, I think they're a fine ball club.
They seem like it. They've had two good outings now, two good defensive games, but Euclid is a powerful offensive team.
You've got a lot to stop on Euclid, and that's, of course, the power sits with Massillon-Jackson, the speed sits with Euclid. And when you talk about speed, you're talking about Mr. Ohio Football 1988, Robert Smith.
Right, in 1989, he's right back again in number 26, an exciting back to watch. Great speed, quick in locating the hole, and strong enough to break tackles are all trademarks of this tailback. Exceptionally good one. But they also have number 7, a flanker, Kevin Gaines. He's at 6 foot. This senior flanker is a key in the Panther passing attack. Kevin has great hands, and Mike Gaines also runs back kickoffs and punts.
So does Robert Smith, so it's not too bad, is it?
Quick.
One of the things about the Panthers is the fact in their backfield, all 4 of them back there are 2-year starters.
And that's nice to have, and they have them in each position. Not a lot of depth, but they do have the starters.
When we talk about the charts, when we get the information to the coaches, they'll say they're a 5-2 or a 4-3 or a 3-4. When you talk about a 3-4, it still ends up 5-2 because the outside linebackers are moving up.
Exactly, and they have linebackers that can move up, but they're pretty strong in the inside.
And one of the strong men up front is going to be Stan Smith.
And he is a big one. Number 76, play the right tackle position, 6'5", 250, strong in fighting off blockers, quick in reading his defensive reads. He will be a key for Euclid in stopping that powerful running game you talked about of Massillon-Jackson, so he'll have to be at his best.
And he's got some help in that front line in Morasco and Sheridan, who's going to be starting for Roscoe. Roscoe will not be playing because of an injury. So it's a great game we've got in store. Massillon is building their program. They've come on very, very strong. Euclid has had a great program the last couple of years. This year is no exception, and they hope to make the playoffs for the 3rd year in a row.
Well, both teams have got off to good starts. Euclid's faltered a little bit last week. Hope they're back on track. Massillon came up here in Cuyahoga County and is looking for a victory.
Well, they won one game in their federal conference already. We'll be back to talk about the lineups. But first, I want you to meet our guest commentator, Mr. Quarterback with the Cleveland Browns, Mike Pagel. And Mike, I'm glad to see we got you back this year, but you're healthy.
Oh yeah, last year I had the sling on, and this year I'm healthy and ready to go.
So not only did he have a sling, he had a little contraption attached to a battery. He kept on throwing impulses to heal very quickly.
Had all the gadgets, everything you can find to get yourself healthy.
This man knows all about football as a professional, and he was a great college performer as well at Arizona State, but he also was an Arizona football player of the year for the entire state as a quarterback in high school, and this has got to bring back some great memories for you.
Oh, it does. You know, it was probably the best time of my life was high school, because the friends I had grown up with since I was 4 or 5 years old, we'd all played together for years and years and years, and we had a very good football team, and it was a lot of fun.
Now, you were a 3-sport man in high school and also a 2-sport man at Arizona State. As a matter of fact, you played on when the Sun Devils were in the College World Series as, you an outfielder, were you not?
Yes, I was an outfielder.
You like football better than baseball?
Actually, I like basketball the best. But, the talent slide in football, and that's why I'm playing football.
Well, you're a good one. You can't talk to a Browns player, especially the top backup quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, the first man that's going to go in there. As a matter of fact, they've only got holding 2 this year, just Vinny Kosar and Mike here. What do you feel about training camp is over, the season's ready to start? What do you feel about the season?
I think we're going to have a good team. You know, we have a lot of talent returning from last year. Plus, I think with our young guys that we brought in with a lot of speed, it's going to help us battle teams like Houston and Cincinnati. And we've struggled a little bit in the preseason, but it's just a matter of our young guys starting to understand what's needed of them, and the older guys helping them out, and the young guys out and keeping us on the right track. And I think we're going to have a great year.
I see we just signed the last draft today, right?
Yeah, Lawyer Tillman signed today, and he's going to be a good plus for us. He's a big kid, runs well, catches a football. He's not afraid to go across the middle. I think he's going to be a good player for us.
Yeah, he's got good size, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's about 6'4", 6'5", about 215, 220, something like that. He's a big guy.
How long do you think it'll take him to get in shape to be able to play? I mean, mental shape to know the system.
I think 2 weeks they can teach him what he needs to do to come in and help us in spot situations, and it's going to take him probably 2 or 3 years to learn it, so he's very fluent with it. It's like our guys like Slaughter and Langhorne and Brennan. But I think in 2 weeks we can teach him enough to make him do a good job for us.
Okay. We'll be seeing you up in the booth, Mike Pagel, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Brian, I'll be back with the introduction along with Mike Pagel, and we'll meet we'll see the kickoff right after this timeout.
Soon, very soon, it'll be that time of year. Time for Scary Stories. Once again, WVIZ is preparing a special Halloween program, and we not only want you to watch, we want you to participate. Do you have a favorite scary story? Or do you have that strange capacity to tell spine-tingling, bone-chilling, scary stories? If so, we want to hear from you. Send a letter to Scary Stories 2 in care of WVIZ, 4300 Brook Park Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44134. Entries must be postmarked by September 22nd. The best stories and storytellers will appear on WVIZ's special Halloween thriller, Scary Stories 2.
This month's offer for WVIZ Plus card holders comes from the Cleveland Opera. Throughout September, you can purchase discounted tickets to the Cleveland Opera's world premiere of Holy Blood and Crescent Moon. This major new opera was created by Stuart Copeland, composer of many film and television scores and founder of the rock group The Police. Holy Blood and Crescent Moon is a classic opera epic that carries the dramatic urgency and drive of contemporary popular music. So take advantage of your WVIZ Plus card and the generosity of the Cleveland Opera during the month of September. You're watching WVIZ TV 25.
Welcome back to DiBiasio Stadium in Euclid, Ohio, where the Panthers are going to be going against the Bears of Massillon Jackson. This is the second time these two teams have met. Last year, The great year that St. Ignatius had came out on top, 14-0. But we've got a excellent Jackson team this year with size.
Size is there. We saw them in a scrimmage. Mike and I got a chance to watch them. They seem to put it together. We'll see what they do here on a Panther field.
Euclid won the toss. They've elected to receive. Jackson will kick off and defend the south goal. South is to your right. Getting ready to kick for the Bears is Jamie Wolf, number 77. The deep men to receive for Euclid is Robert Smith, 26, Kevin Gaines, number 7, and an onside kick or a bad kick. Let's see when they umpire. Players highlighted in yellow are returning starters. Euclid's offense backs are all blessed with speed, led by tailback Robert Smith, who runs a 4.40. The line has experience and size. They average 235 pounds. They must control the line of scrimmage. Zivnoska will be at quarterback. Sheck will be at fullback. Robert Smith, the tailback, he gets the call, picks his way through, and he could go. But hanging on, number 14, Robbie Fryer, pulled him down from behind, or Robert Smith would have broke that one off. Jackson's defense is an offense of strength, and that's one of their strengths, the same as their offense, but they must pressure quarterback Ed Zivnoski, who can throw bullets. Linebackers are active and like to hit and are leading the team in tackles. The secondary is short in experience, but getting better every game. It is a first down. Smith again, he tries to go off tackle, and he gets to about the 37 or 38-yard line, where Eric Wilson, the linebacker, brought him down.
Fullback is Mike Sheck, starting in place of Roscoe. Sheck is playing the fullback position, number 34. Last play was Robert Smith on a short trap to the inside.
Euclid has been plagued with injuries. The 76, Stan Smith, comes limping off the field. Shannon Smith, number 72, will go in at right tackle. It's going to be a 2nd and 9 for Euclid. Pitch out goes to Smith. He gets around the corner, heads for the sidelines, and is out of bounds. And a flag is thrown. Apparently they felt that he was hit late. And he is driven out of bounds at about the 25, more than enough for a first down.
With a dead ball, personal foul on the defense, first down.
Smith, the halfback, will carry the ball most of the time. It's a pitch from the quarterback into his halfback. Rob Smith, number 26, speed to the outside, beats the corner, just comes down the field, makes a juke inside, goes back outside. Now right in here, flag will be called, definitely out of bounds. Wasn't that flagrant, but he did hit him out of side.
That was Robbie Fryer, senior, number 14, 5'11", 175 pounds. So it's a 1st and 10 with the ball in the 13. Zivnoski gives it to the fullback, Sheck, and loose ball. And it looks like it was covered by Jackson, if you believe the players. And the look on Coach Banks' face says, yes, it was a fumble and recovered.
They get a first down on a good run. They add on a penalty, so they come back up. Fullback hitting into the right side, goes off the right side. Just as he's going down, he loses the football. Jackson comes up with it. One of the inside linebackers comes up with a football. First turnover goes Massillon Jackson. They'll get a chance to run with the ball.
Number 62, Brad Damel, 235-pound senior, caused that fumble. Morris will be a quarterback. Craven and Lutz, the halfbacks. Murado, the leading ball carrier, number 32, will be at fullback. And he gets the call. He runs into Stan Smith, who limped off but ran back on the field to start this series defensively. He goes both ways. The players highlighted in yellow are returning starters. Jackson has a diversified offense, a quick, powerful fullback, and a quarterback that can and will throw with success. Their offensive line has it all. They've got size, they've got strength, and they have experience. It'll be a 2nd and 7 from the 13 for the Bears. Pitch out. This one goes to Dan Craven. And he fights his way forward across the 15 to about the 17. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 2. He runs into Craig Borowski. Euclid's defense, they're 3 down linemen, and they have size and experience, but all will see action on both sides of the ball. The linebackers must be alert and stop Jackson's powerful running game. And it's an all-senior secondary led by Aldi cornerback Kevin Gaines. First possession play for the Bears. There's that wing tee. This one goes to Murado, and he is stopped shy of a first down. He got to about, well, maybe, yeah, let's see where they spot the ball. They had to get over the 20. Greg Murawski again with Chris Martin on the stop, but enough for a first down for the Bears of Massillon Jackson. Murado, number 32, a senior, good all-around athlete, plays baseball. Carried 48 carries first 2 games, averaging 5.6 yards per carry and 4 TDs, amassed in 2 games 269 yards.
Shows he can run inside with that football.
Morris, quick handoff, fullback, and just powers his way forward. Gets to about the 24, so a pick up a 4.
That's good, hard, strong running, too, because when you get Stan Smith, who weighs 250 pounds hanging on your neck, and he carried him 3 or 4 more yards, that's good running by Murado.
Just inside, 8 minutes remaining, first quarter scoreless. Good field position for Euclid on their first possession, but they fumbled it at the 13. Massillon Jackson took over, got a first down. This is now a 2nd and 7. Morris got a man open. Oh, completes it at the 30. Maybe shy of a first down. Bob Zealy was there defensively, but Howard Murata coming out of the backfield. Great reception, but he also had the wide receiver about 7 yards down beyond him.
I think that's the one we were looking at, Mike, because he was open. He was open for quite a time. Here's a good ball handling, nice fake, put the ball back, comes across going left, has to set right, fires it out. Now coming out of the backfield is the fullback who he faked to. Nice hit in there. You can see the fullback jarring loose for another couple of yards. That's Howie Murado from Massillon Jackson.
Darnell Scott along with Rob Zealy in on that stop. Just shy of a first down. Again, they can just give it their fullback, and that's almost a guaranteed couple of 3 yards on sheer leg power. So Murata gets another call. That's his 4th carry, and picks up a 2nd first down for Massillon Jackson. They've got the first down from their own 33.
Massillon Jackson working basically out of a wing tee, which means there's 2 setbacks behind the quarterback, and 1 back is a flanker, usually right at the end position. Another man, usually Sean Lutz, number 2, will be out wide. There it is.
Jeff Morris, the quarterback. Lutz goes into motion. This one handoff to Craven. Craven gets across the 35 to about the 36 or 37. Picked up about 4 yards on that one. He was met by Mike Scheck along with Chris Martin.
Well, it's obvious that what Jackson's game plan is they're going to just pound on Euclid all day long. They're going to run up the middle. They've only gone outside 1 time. They figure, hey, this heat tonight, they're just going to run at him, and wear him down.
Well, that's what Elmer Schutz's philosophy is, and he's got the size to do it.
Run.
There, play action. And overthrown. And a flag. The intended receiver was Sean Lutz. Kevin Gaines was defending again Lutz, but it was a little too high, and it's an interference call. I think it's going to be against Gaines.
I believe so. He was in pretty good position, but the ball kind of floated up high.
We have defensive pass interference on the defense, first down.
And I thought I could see a hand just coming in the back. We'll look at it again. It's a fake. It's always off a running play they fake because they run so often. Quarterback Jeff Morris fires downfield now, looking for Sean Lutz. There it is. And right as we came into it, the hand in the back, penalty against Euclid.
So that gives Jackson, Massillon Jackson, the ball at the 47-yard line of Euclid, and the Bears of Massillon Jackson call a timeout. Here are the officials, and we've got a good veteran crew here.
They are here tonight on a hot, humid night. Jerry Salicki, Tim O'Malley, Ron Oshaki, the linesman, Kevin Salicki, the line judge, and Tom Morgan, the back judge. And that crew wisely called a timeout, an official's timeout, knowing how humid it is out on the field. They have the option to call it so they can get out there, a little bit of water, get themselves set. There's no reason to keep going in this humidity. Good call by the referee, Jerry Salicki.
There's Coach Elmer Schutz in his second year here. He had a 4-6 record last year. And he came here 2 years ago and trying to rebuild that program, and he's done very well so far. And of course, a very successful coach in all the places he's coached. Tom Bank, taken, as I mentioned earlier, the Panthers to the playoffs 2 years in a row. Lost 2 games last year, and both of those to St. Ignatius.
St. Ignatius. He also, when he was at Lake Catholic, went into the playoffs in '82 and 1983.
So a first down for the Bears from the Euclid 47. Pitch back. This is Craven. He gets outside, makes a nice move, and looks like he's got enough for a first down by about a yard. Good piece of running by Craven. Kevin Gaines along with Robert Smith on the stop.
Running game off to the right side, straight power out blocking with number 62 pulling. Brad Damel coming across, and Dan Graven, 24 to the outside. Starts off tackle, shoots to the outside. Had a little bit of speed there, Mike, to make it.
Yeah, it was good play selection, too, because the first time that they put a slot formation to the short side of the field, hit him with a quick count, got outside right now.
So it was another first down, and they're sitting on Euclid's 37. Again, the fullback, big hole. Slips one tackle, gets inside the 30 to about the 29. So he picked up about 8, almost 9 yards.
That's just a quick trap up the middle. They used a little bit of motion by the flanker back, gets the defense moving a little bit, and hit the quick trap right up the middle.
They're taking a good look at Howie Murata. I talked about him. He carries a 3.7 in the classroom, and he's a 2-year starter, and he also is a strong safety. I've got this time. We've got some bragging rights. Oh, we'll get it in after this play about some athletes at our station. Oh, we've got the time now. This afternoon, a team from WVIZ competed in the North Coast Harbor 5K run and came in first, believe it or not. I do. Came in first in the under 100 employee division. So our congratulations to Rob Schuller, Becky Dotson, Tracy Shaw, and Charles Calhoun. They brought honor to themselves in the station. Number 1.
Congratulations.
Number 77 is Mike Sheridan. He's in replacing Terry Roscoe, who's out with an injury, and he is limping off. So it's a 2nd and 2 from Euclid's 29. Roll out by Morris. Gets the first down, and boy, he takes a shot as he crosses the 25 to about the 24, and hitting him with authority, Darnell Scott.
Mike, I noticed on that substitution of Mike Sheridan, number 45, Terry Roscoe, who also was injured, as you mentioned, didn't start defensively, went in at the nose guard. So they have their big man at 230 pounds, 6'4", right up tight, nose to nose with center Mike May, number 55 of the Jackson Polar Bears from Massillon.
I was wrong on that. They say he was down at the 28, so it's a 3rd and 1. Murado, everybody in the stadium knew he was going to get the handoff, and I think he got the first down.
Those are tough yards when you go that way.
It's got to be close. Terry Roscoe in there making his presence felt on that play. Big, strong kid in the middle, stuff in the center. And Howie Murado picks up the first down.
And on the hit was John Wondersleben, 6'3", 240-pound senior. He backs up at a lot of positions for Euclid. So this drive started on the 10-yard line for Massillon Jackson, and they're sitting on Euclid's 27. Pitch out. This one goes to Lutz, the flanker, and he steps out of bounds at about the 12. Robert Smith forced him out. Robert Smith, of course, the great running back, and also is a safety.
Again, a guard pulling. You can see right on your screen. It's a pitch with a quarterback leading the play. Everybody trying to lead the play for Scott Lutz, number 20. Good block in there, number 32. Howie Murado, not only a runner, but shows he can block for his teammates.
Timeout is going to be called by Euclid, stopping the clock at 3:50.
It was interesting in that last play with what Jackson did is they unbalanced the line. They put extra guys on the left side of the line. The short side obviously had Euclid outmanned. They had 4 or 5 blockers to 4 defenders for Euclid. That allows your running back to get a chance to break open.
So difficult to defend again, especially when they come out rapidly with the play.
One of the new features we've started this year at Channel 25, along with the 3 underwriters, Pepsi-Cola, East Ohio Gas, and the Cleveland Browns, is we're selecting an offense and defensive player of the game. And they'll be presented with a plaque at the end of the season. That plaque there that will be sent to the school and given to the recipients at their football banquet at the end of the season. So that is the offense and defense player of the game, and we will tell you about it.
Well, there's the superintendent of schools.
A happy
Euclid.
new superintendent.
A new superintendent, young educator, Kurt Stanek.
Went to school here at Euclid.
Certainly was a good athlete and a great student.
So 1st and 10 from the 14, and loose ball and covered very quickly by Jeff Morris. He never got the handle on that from out under the center.
That's what happens. What he probably ended up doing was spreading his hands out a little bit, juggle the ball, and a pulling guard. It was going to be a trap out the middle, and pulling guard number 67, Eric Wilson, knocked the ball out of his hands. What Jeff Morris has to do is pull the ball right into his belly to protect it from them linemen knocking it out of his hands.
Second and 16. In motion goes Cravens. Morris gets it out right into the hands of Murato, the fullback, and he is driven out of bounds at about the 9. Picked up some good yardage there. Boy, Murato playing both ways, does a little bit of everything. Kevin Gaines and Rob Ziti forcing him out of bounds.
Certainly does. He works not only as a running back, but he's had 2 receptions. The quarterback now, there's a lot of fake on the play. You see pulling people, halfbacks blocking, quarterback looking down, offset a little bit, but he finds 32, Howie Murato, for his pass, a 7-yard completion for the quarterback.
Morris laid that out beautifully, led him so no one could knock it down. 3rd and 4. This one goes to Lutz. Picks his way, and I'm not sure he got the first down. He is forced out at about the 5. He has to get to the 4 for a first down. Coach Banks not too happy of what he sees. His defense is not stopping the power game of Massillon Jackson.
Well, that was that unbalanced line again. The toss sweep on a quick count to the short side of the field. There's just too many blockers for Jackson out in front.
And Massillon Jackson, Elmer Sheets has got a decision. A timeout is going to be called by Elmer Sheets because he's got a 4th and about a 1.5 foot.
Well, they wisely call a timeout to make sure of the play. They've had that ball. They continue right up the field with it. They're getting it from a fumble with Euclid down in their own territory with a nice mixture, a nice blend. They put the ball in the air only 2 times. Both of them completed, and both of them to the back out of the backfield. Fullback Howie Murata, a very good senior, who's also been the leading ball carrier.
Well, talk about ball control. They've held the ball now for 8 minutes, moving from their own 10 to the 6-yard line in 15 plays.
Well, the good thing about it, too, is all 3 of the backs back there are carrying the ball. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. They're spreading the wealth around, and they're all doing a good job. The line's blocking well. They're going inside and outside.
And they're keeping the defense off balance.
They really are. Nice play calling by the coach all the way down the field. Over at Massillon Jackson, they have a couple people that played for him last year, Pete Chenevey and Greg Morris, who are down at Cornell playing football this year. And Greg is the brother of quarterback Jeff Morris for Massillon Jackson.
I must say, in defense of Euclid, though, they've lost their outside linebacker on the left side, and Patrice Ward. He's out with an injury. Roscoe's out with an injury, and a first down and touchdown. Tough to believe, number 32, Howard Murato, gets his 5th touchdown in his very young season, carrying the ball 7 times for a total of 24 yards. Trying for the point after will be Jamie Wolf, who is perfect so far this season, 5 for 5. Holder is Robert Fryer. Straight on kicker, you don't see much of that anymore. Gets it right middle through the middle of the uprights and get some good distance. So the Bears of Massillon Jackson take the lead 7-0 with 1:52 to go in the first quarter. And this was a fast first quarter of football.
It was a quarter because of the good running game by Massillon Jackson, and they did it. Here's another run and show you how they do it. The guard is pulling 67, cross blocking to the right side. A delay gives to the fullback, Howie Murato. Skithers up. Look at the powerful thrust, and of course number 13 will tell you. There's the line. You can see the fire out right there. They get out of our picture immediately, which means they're firing out, giving their back a chance to make the moves that he's capable of.
The key to a good running attack is for the offensive line to capture at least a yard right at the snap. And Massillon Jackson that time took 2 or 3 yards right away from Euclid. That allowed him to go in for the touchdown.
Well, we said in the open that Euclid is going to have to control the line of scrimmage, and they have not done that so far.
Not yet, and he's not on that drive.
It's been impressive with Massillon Jackson's offense as they run just a handful of plays, and they all look exactly the same.
Smith on the far side, and a swivel kick. Short one is taken at about the 39. And Euclid again gets excellent field position as they cross the 45. 16 plays, 90 yards, a little over 8.5 minutes. Murata on a 5-yard run.
What a drive. Picture perfect.
No mistakes at all.
Not at all. And on the kickoff, you know they're not going to get it deep at all. They're just going to try to get it to the up men. They're not taking a chance with the speed of Euclid.
But you're cutting your field in half when you do that.
Boy, and they did again.
Smith again at tailback. Ed Zivnaska is the quarterback. Gives it to Smith, and they just stack him up right at the 45. Leading that was Wilson and Cernick, along with Bringardner and Nick Shiramonti. Nick Shiramonti, 79, is filling in for Rich Esposito, who's a two-way performer, a tackle on offense as well. And he has received an injury, so he's out both sides of the ball. It's going to be a 2nd and 11. Fake play action to Smith. A pass downfield and thrown out of bounds, and good pressure put on the quarterback Zivnaska by Mylan Hersig and Chris Bringardner. Well, the offense of Massillon Jackson has spruced up the intensity, I think, of the defense.
Well, we talked about earlier, Massillon Jackson's offensive line is controlling line of scrimmage, and Euclid's offensive line is not doing that. Massillon Jackson's defensive line is controlling it right now.
A pass by Zivnaska. And a little high and a little wide. It was pulled in by Robert Smith, a great one-handed catch, but when he got back to about the original line, same line of scrimmage. In fact, he may have lost a yard going out of bounds. So that means that the Panthers are going to have to punt.
Try to get the balls in the hand of Robert Smith just on a short pass so that he could do the rest of the damage, but it was into the sideline, just no chance for him to work his magic.
The punter is Ken Walter. Back will be McClintock, Van Craven, and Scott Martin. Yeah, covering that one, number 24, Dan Craven. A 26-yard punt by Walter. So the Bears will take over with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Got the ball on their own 31, leading it now 7-0. Stay with us at halftime. We've got great marching bands for you from both Massillon Jackson as well as Euclid. And then at the end of the third quarter, we'll be bringing you our scoreboard, updating you on all of the scores around the greater Cleveland area.
There's an official's timeout on the field. That's where the delay with the quarterback, Jeff Morris. Something to do with his hat, an equipment timeout. And you can see they're working on it right there. Most quarterbacks have a lot of trouble with that helmet, don't they, Mike?
Yeah, you want to make sure it's on there tight because you get hit blindside once in a while. You want to make sure that helmet stays on. Looks like he had a chin strap break.
That that's the one thing that happens in the pros, and I'm not knocking a timeout called by Massillon Jackson because of the equipment malfunction. But the one thing about the pros, you get some of those commercial timeouts, even in hot weather, you're able to get a blow and just stop and rest for a while.
Oh, yes.
That's critical, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. They make sure that they get the TV advertisements in there, and it does slow the game down. And when it is hot like this, you know, it's a blessing. But when it's cold, you want to keep playing. You want to keep that blood going.
Keep things going, right. Getting a whole new helmet out there.
I hope it fits right.
Well, they took the timeout. They had to. They get a little bit of a break. The official, the referee, will give them time for a quick equipment change. But it can't be done in a few seconds, and they have to take the timeout, which they did. Get him a new bonnet, and he's ready to play.
Not a bad crowd across the field brought up from Massillon Jackson. That's quite a ways away, about 50 miles south of here, out down Route 77.
What a beautiful facility they have.
Oh,
Mike.
yes.
Oh, we enjoy it.
Unbelievable. Whole complex there. This is to Lutz. Right half. Well, you can hear that hitting all the way up here. He crosses the 30 to about the 32, and Robert Zeile brought him down. Zeile, the number 32, who's the inside linebacker, is also going to be sharing duties with at fullback with Mike Scheck. That ends the first quarter with a score 7-0, and the Bears of Massillon Jackson with that 7-point lead. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter right after this timeout.
On the next evening at Pops, get ready for a night of music and comedy.
Pull the cabbage down, boys, turn, the whole pig down, hold so everybody sing, pull the cabbage. He's a piano player.
Do you do everything the piano player tells you to do? That's wonderful. Would you jump off a bridge if the piano player told you to do it?
Not again.
It's Mother Smothers' favorite sons, Tommy and Dick, the Smothers Brothers. That's next time on Evening at Pops.
The Yo-Yo Man.
Evening at Pops, tomorrow night at 9. Quality TV, WVIZ.
Welcome back to DiBiasio Stadium. DiBiasio, a former superintendent here at Euclid, and fine man, well known in athletic circles, the whole family in education. So they named the stadium after him when he retired. First quarter stats, look at that, first downs, 2 for Euclid. They fumbled, and after they got their first down, and Massillon Jackson was 75 yards, and almost 9 minutes of ball control out of a 12-minute quarter, and 27 total yards for Euclid, and they all belong to Robert Smith. 2nd and 9 for the Bears. Fullback again, Murado, and he gets to the 35, and maybe it's over that, close to the 36. That'll bring up a second, and let's call it 3. It's going to be a long 3.
The offense of Jackson is a little bit complicated for the backfield, and the quarterback, Mike, does a fine job in calling the plays, and his ball handling. It's a lot of motion, a lot of handoffs.
A lot of motions, a lot of handoffs, but it looks like basically what they're doing is only running 5 different plays. They just try to confuse the defense with all the different motions.
They're going for Sean Lutz, and slightly overthrown. He had the defender, number 33, Ricky Smith, beaten by a couple of steps, but Jeff Morris to Sean Lutz, a 6'6", 198-pound junior. His brother, Scott Lutz, is the flanker. So he's only a junior, good basketball player and tennis player. Had 5 receptions so far in the first 2 games, and now Mylon Hersey, 97, will be punting. Back deep will be Smith on the far side, Gaines on the near side. They shanked that a little bit, and it's going to be down by the Bears. at the Euclid 47, only a 17-yard punt. And Milan has been averaging just under 29 per kick in 9 attempts so far in the first 2 games. So, but Euclid will take over first down and see if they can get something going here. 1 minute gone by in the second quarter, 7-0 score, and Bob Addis, a long-time athletic director here and baseball coach at Euclid, really one of the fine gentlemen in the business. Ignaska quarterback, he hands off to Smith. He tries to find some room, breaks a hole, trying to get his blocker with that speed, and still on his feet is forced out of bounds, shy of the 20 by Robert Fryer. Robert Smith, who runs a 4.4 40.
Boy, is this worth watching again. Robert Smith, so quick, comes to the inside, breaks to the outside, broke a tackle there, just the strength. He's up to about 195 pounds. Has the ball out a little bit, pull it back in, speed to the outside, and even here, he even breaks that tackle and moves on down for another yard and knows then it's over.
Very good block by the fullback, kicking out the outside, the defensive end.
1st and 10 from the 20 is Smith again, and he bounces off, gets around the corner, and again Fry forces him out of bounds at about the 6.
Very impressive runner.
Isn't he something? He had, what, over 1,200 yards last year, Brian?
Yeah, he had 1,528 yards, 23 touchdowns. 8 of his touchdowns came from 55 yards or so he's capable of it. And we've seen it here in a couple nice breakaways.
What's very impressive, too, is when he's about ready to get hit, he drops his shoulder pads and gives the defender not much to hit. You're hitting shoulder pads, that's tough to bring down a big runner like him.
So it's 1st and goal from the 6. Number 34 is Mike Scheck, the fullback, 5'9", 200-pound senior. He runs into Matt Morato along with Nick Shiramonte. 31, Ken Walter coming in at split end, replacing John Parsons. And 76 coming out now, hanging his right arm, Stan Smith. Gaines is the flanker to the far side. 2nd goal from the 5, pitch out to Smith. Look at that, he gives you something, takes it away, and he gets to about the 3, but excellent pursuit by the defense from Massillon Jackson, especially Jeff Morris and Brad Damel.
Play took a little bit long to develop. It's a quarterback with a reverse spin and a pitch to tailback is Smith. He's back, and now he's just looking for the hole. He finds the 1. He's just ready to accelerate, and with that, you can see the 3 white jerseys converging on him, making the stop.
Well, they've got a 3rd and goal from the 3. Smith again. Puts his head down, spins into the end zone.
That's good power football right back at Massillon Jackson.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the season. He's already gained 219 yards in the first 2 games, carrying a 5.9 per carry. This is going to be Tom Zofko. I think he thought it was going to be too high or missed, but he very coolly just turned around and put his foot into it. The holder was John Parsons, and so the Panther cheerleaders have something to be happy about.
Well, they went off tackle. They didn't go as wide this time, but it's the same type of play with a halfback Smith looking for the hole. He wanted to dig it out tough inside. The hole was outside there. He made sure he kept on with that ball, which he did. Crossed the goal line, 6 points.
This is when the kicker here thinks it's going to be a bad snap. Holder does a good job of getting it down, and I don't know how he got it underneath that defender, but he got it in there, and it's good, and it counts for a point.
Totally lost all the mechanics on that play, but all they do is put the arms up, and a point counts.
That's what's called being an athlete. When something gets messed up like that, be an athlete, make a play.
So Tom Zufko will kick off for the Panthers. Back deep, you'll find Carlos McClintock, number 25, Dan Craven in the middle, number 24, and Scott Martin, number 29. Martin is on the far side of the field. Zafko can usually get it to about the 5. Taking Cravens at about the 8. Slipped a couple of tackles, gets across the 30 to about the 32. And Massillon will take over, first down from that point. Mark Sheridan in on the stop. 55 yards on 5 carries, and the big one, of course, was the 33-yarder by Smith, and took just under 4 minutes. And of course, Smith gets it in there for a second touchdown of the season. 9:05 to remaining, all tied up at 7. Stan Smith is back in. He's come out 3 times with that arm problem, but he's back in the lineup for Euclid at tackle. Oh my, they are hitting people down there.
A little bit different with the line right now.
Yeah. Oh, it made that play right there. His penetration by Euclid made the back cut back up inside where the pursuit could get to him.
Well, they got Terry Rasco in at nose guard now for Euclid. They said he was injured, but I guess he just wants to play, number 45.
We talked about the defense. Let's watch it now. A little more aggressive. They're off. They're low. Penetration by 44, who really made the play. Chris Martin, the linebacker, and then the inside men cleaned up.
Yeah, the linebacker 44 stepped up, and it took 2 blockers away and allowed 2 of the defenders from Euclid to get free.
2nd and 10. That was a fullback. And Murato may have picked up 3 yards. See where they down him. John Wundersleben along with Tony Shaw, who's in now for Chris Martin at left linebacker. Just inside 8 minutes to go. The Bears will have a 3rd and 8. They're on Euclid's 34, or their own 34. Jeff Morris, the quarterback. That's almost intercepted. The intended receiver, Sean Lutz. But what a great defensive play by Ricky Smith. The senior just came in and timed it and almost picked it off.
Jeff Morris tried to hit Sean Lutz, number 2. Morris curls a little bit to his left, sets, and he's looking at Sean Lutz, and it looks like he's open, but who's going to come up fast from the deep position? Saw him flying by, number 33, Ricky Smith coming up with a big knockdown.
Ricky Smith did a good job of baiting the quarterback into throwing that. It looked like he knew it was coming and broke on it at the right timing.
Wolf will be, or Hersig will be punting. That was, I think, partially blocked. And it goes out of bounds at about midfield. Oh, they're going to spot it at the 48 of Massillon Jackson. That was only a 12-yard punt.
Having problems with their punting game as well as their kickoff. A lot of yardage turning over with Euclid coming up with good field position again.
Well, he's being pressured. They've got 2 people coming in very quickly.
Well, they are fast. They kind of have a wide open punt formation. It allows for penetration, and Euclid's taking advantage of it.
Naska in at quarterback. Robert Smith is the tailback. Fullback will either be Sheck or Zeeley. Smith gets the call, tries it, and gets through one hole. It's a foot race. And driven out of bounds by Robbie Fryer, who's had a very busy first half, has 4 solo tackles, all of them against Smith.
You know he's in trouble because he's back in the defensive secondary, and if he has to make the tackle, you know Smith is gaining his yards. Right up the middle, almost stopped. The strength that he has goes to the outside. Now he's trying to set up the deep man so he can get a little extra yard out of it. He almost does. Even with this, he's only driven out right there on the line. They really never put the shoulder to him.
Nope. 1st and 10 from the Bears 15. Boy, that Smith takes a pounding, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
He gives it out, too.
But I tell you what, those 2 fullbacks he's got in there, Mike Sheck and Rob Zlee, they're both pounding people in the middle there, and it's really helping out the young man, Robert Smith.
Ken Walder comes out. John Parsons goes back in at split end. They're the messengers for Coach Tom Bank of Euclid.
It's been surprising, too, as his biggest runs have been up the middle, where you think with his speed, his biggest runs would come around the outside.
Zeeley's in at fullback. Gaines comes in motion. Pitch out goes to Smith. He follows his blockers very well, too. So he gets it to, let's see where they'll spot it. They'll spot it at the 12.
He got hit on that play. Tough into the close sideline.
Zealy, number 32, a senior at 6'1", 175, and Mike Scheck at 5'9", 200, also a senior, are splitting series at fullback for the Panthers. Now they're split back for the first time tonight. Quick hitter on a pass, and Gaines pulls it in, and it looks like it's enough for a first down. He is hit just as he catches the ball by Matt Heck.
Kevin Gaines, number 7, a good receiver, is out in the wide out, the flanker way out. See the position he has. He looks, he has one defender there, and he just takes right to the inside. The pass is on the market. The deep man was playing a little bit soft, and you can't do that because Gaines can go after that football.
So they get another first down, and that is going to be their sixth or seventh first down of the game. And they've got a first and goal from the 4. This is Smith. Oh, he's got room. What a great job Gaines did on that linebacker and kept him in the end zone, and Smith just waltzed in for a second touchdown of the game and the 3rd of the season.
What happens here is that Euclid's offensive line, the left side of their line, including the tight end, they sealed the whole pursuit of Massillon Jackson down inside. When you give Robert Smith that much space with his speed, he's going to walk in.
So it's a 13-7 game now, with the Panthers taking the lead for the first time in the game. And Tom Zofko will be trying it. Parsons is the holder. It's down, up, and it's clean. Well, he got his act together on that one, didn't he?
Certainly did. He had it all together. The snap was sharp. The hole was down. He had the proper mechanics on the play. Robert Smith is just the quarterback coming along with a pitch to the back. You got number 32 in front of you, 116 yards on 12 carries, 2 TDs, and we're seeing his second touchdown as he just walks across the goal line for the Euclid Panthers.
But you were right.
It's very hard. It's very hard to see on that picture right there. But the whole left side of Euclid's offensive line sealed the Massillon Jackson defense inside. There's just no pursuit whatsoever.
Teeing up the ball for the Panthers is Ken Walter, number 31. He's going to be kicking 2. Carlos Nopintak, then Craven, and Scott Martin. I'm sorry, that's Tom Zofko who will be kicking off. Craven will be in the middle. Last one he got was to about the 8 where Craven got it. Now that one's going to go to the 5, goes in the end zone. And he's going to run it out.
To cover it.
Craven gets it back out to about the 7 or 8. And they had Martin behind him, but he caught it and it slipped out of his hands. He went in the end zone. He had to cover it. So Massillon Jackson will start out deep in their own territory. They're spotting it at the 8. It'll be first down. We've got 5:27 remaining here in the first half. And it didn't take them long on this one either. Just 5 plays for 27
That's what we talked about early in the broadcast is Massillon Jackson wants to pound the ball in their scoring drive. That's what it was. Euclid has come back with 2 short drives really quick. Put the ball in the end zone twice.
There's a handoff to Lutz. And he somersaults. So make that Murato. He somersaults all the way to the 20 for a first down. Ricky Smith is the guy who brought him down, and that really nice tackle, and he did a little flip right in the air.
An important play. They had to get that ball out. They're having their troubles. They got scored on twice in the quarter. They just had trouble with a kickoff. They needed to get out, and they went to the power man, Howie Murato. He got him out with a little bit of breathing room.
Murato gets the call again. They just closed him down. He ran into one of his own teammates there. And then the blue jerseys came on and made sure he stayed down. Howie Murato, Scheck and Zealy on the stop. Murato now with 11 carries and 42 yards.
And those all are tough 42 yards, too.
He's paying the price.
The Euclid defenders are starting to hit him a little bit now. It's Massillon Jackson's not blowing them off the ball anymore like they were earlier. And Massillon Jackson has to put together one of their big drives, but they don't have a whole lot of time left in this half, 4 minutes.
Well, it looks like the Panthers have made some adjustments on defense. Again, good hit. That's Mike Scheck. And again, coming off the Bottom of the pile now is Brian Lynn, number 35, a 5'9", 175-pound senior, who averages a little over 5 yards per carry and has, filling in for Howie Morato.
Robert Smith is back in there at safety. He's been taken out. He plays a lot of safety, but he had been on the sideline getting a rest. But with third down, looking like a pass play coming, they like him back there for his pass defense.
He's tough as a defensive back. 3rd and 7 from the 23. Morris looks one way, completes this one to Sean Lutz. And just as he gets the ball, Ricky Smith gets him.
This is a very well-designed play. They've been running this rollout for the quarterback, throwing the ball to Morato in the short flat area. This time they roll to the right and they throw back into the middle of the defense and caught the Euclid defense, their backside, sleeping a little bit.
$13-yard pickup for Lutz, so they gave him a first down from their own 35. This is a handoff to Morato, or Lynn, the fullback. And he got back just about to the line of scrimmage. They're closing in on that tackle-to-tackle type power football.
Much tougher defense now. They're coming down. They're playing a little more in the gap. They're coming down. I don't know if they're doing more stunning back there or not. I hadn't really noticed a change, but it's just a much more aggressive defense.
Good look at Jeff Morris, 3.3 student in the classroom. Good all-around athlete, basketball, football, and baseball. Play action again, looking for Lutz. No good. Mickey Smith defending on that one. Nice thrown ball. No chance of interception. Ricky Smith defending very well.
It's just an all-around good play on both sides. It was a good throw, just a little bit wide, good catch, and good defense. That's what you like to see, is a good all-around play.
2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Stay with us at halftime. There's going to be a marching band from Massillon Jackson. And believe it, folks, they're a 240-piece marching band. 3rd and 9. Lofts it up and intercepted. This is Smith. Robert Smith gets an interception.
We mentioned that Robert Smith goes in a lot of times on defense, plays a lot of it, but especially on a passing play, they put him in. Quarterback Jeff Morris puts it up there. It's a little bit high, and there's a nice tap, right hand, bring it down the left. Both hands get a hold of it. Robert Smith has another interception.
Robert had a lot last year. That's his first interception of the season, but there he is. 100-meter state champion this year, 2nd in the 200 and 2nd in the 400-meter run.
There's a timeout. They let the official have a timeout for water. Mike, I know you went to Arizona State. Where'd you play your high school football?
I played at Phoenix, Washington High School down in the center of Phoenix.
In Phoenix, did you play quarterback, of course, all the way? Or?
Oh, yeah, I played quarterback all the way. I was lucky. I was the only quarterback in my class.
Oh, because nobody else would go out after the 10th grade, huh?
No, they just, actually, a good friend of mine was a very good athlete, decided he wanted to be a running back. So I said, okay, I'll be a quarterback.
You'll be a quarterback then. Good football teams?
We started to, the last couple of years that I was there, we weren't very good for years, and my senior year was the first time we actually won a playoff game.
Well, you went to the state finals, didn't you?
And we got beaten in the state championship by a team that was ranked #1 from the first day all the way to the end.
That's good football.
Well, with the clock showing 2:22 to go in the half, on that interception, Euclid's got the ball at the Bears 36, first down. And the pitch out to Smith. He's going to throw a pass. He's got Gaines open, just slightly overthrown. But he had his defender, Matt Heck, number 88, by at least 7-8 yards. Smith throws that ball pretty good.
Yeah, he did that in the first game where they won 30-0 against Cleveland Heights. He had a touchdown pass, capable of throwing that ball. They have him on your depth chart as the backup quarterback, and you can see why. Of course, everybody keys on him. He stops. He tries to hit Kevin Gaines, number 7, who has the speed. Caught a touchdown pass, a nice touch pass last week against St. Ignatius, but the ball was just thrown a little bit too far.
That stops the clock with 2:15 to go in the half. Still second down now for the 36. Smith gets the handoff, and they just swarm. Shut him off as he hits about the 36 or 37. Leading that attack was Eric Wilson with Brad Damel.
Well, that's good team defense by Massillon Jackson. They need to make a play here. Their defense has to stop the ball.
So a timeout with 2:04 to go in the first half, and the timeout is called by Euclid. They've got the lead for the first time in the ball game, 14-7, and they've got a third down possession play here, 3rd and 10, and they're on the Bears 36. Smith now 13 carries, 116 yards. His longest was 33, but he's broken some open.
Oh, he can go with that ball. It's with a timeout now. It gives both coaches a chance to first of all set up the offensive play. You're looking at the long yardage, so that they decide to go with 2 plays and try to get a first down, or go for the first down right now with a pass play. He has 2 great runners back there, especially with Robert Smith, but I would think he'd try to put that ball in the air, maybe not get it all on one play, but try to go with it. And they like, in this situation, they like to go to Kevin Gaines, number 7. Mike, they have kind of a little touch pass. They put Gaines out in the corner, and they kind of try to cradle it into him.
I think what they might try to do is get it to Robert Smith short, just to get a completion, pick up half of it right here.
He's got 2 downs to play with.
We'll see what they do.
Well, he's had 7 receptions already this year. He's great out of the backfield. They got to give Gymnastica some time.
Smith is open.
And a first down. That was Robert Smith on the reception.
Well, that's who you like to get the ball to. You get it into his hands.
Here's what he does,
right
too.
Here.
Yeah, he just sneaks through the line. He started on the left. Now he goes back across the grain to the right. All the receivers on Euclid went to the left, but Robert Smith, he went to the right, and the defense lost him.
Matt Heck forced him out of bounds, but, you know, you call that like a quarterback, Mike.
Imagine that.
So 1st and 10 for Euclid from the Bears 19. Oh, trying to play off his blocks. And Cernick along with Fryer in on the stop, and Robert Smith with a nice gain.
He's tired after that play. Remember, he just caught the pass, gained some yards, going out to the right side. It's his 14th carry of this game. Remember how hot and humid it is out here at the Panther Field, DiBiasio Stadium. Robert picks up the yards.
Plus, he's got a couple of catches, and he's been playing in the secondary, too, and made a big interception that's got him going on this drive, too.
So they've got a first down and goal from the 5. The defense for the Bears have got to play it tight. And Smith, they put it just a matter of inches shy of the goal line. I was going to say, the Massillon Jackson Bears don't want to give him another score here right at the end of the half.
No, they did their best to hang on, and of course the completed pass Zavnoska to Robert Smith on the 3rd down play was the big key in this drive. After their timeout, they made a nice call on the play. Give it to Smith now, 2 more carries, and it's just about at the goal.
Chris Martin now is walking very gingerly. He's exhausted. He's a tight end. 2nd goal from the 1. That's how close.
It ain't too far. Fullback.
See whether they got it or not. I don't think they made it. Yep, fumble. Recovered by Massillon Jackson. I think that was Sheck on the carry. Standing up now.
Surprised everybody. We can find the ball. The lines are hitting out. It goes to the fullback. Anybody spot the ball, gentlemen? I couldn't see it.
There it is, right there somewhere.
They're all digging, so
well,
you know
that's
it's
a generic
loose.
statement.
Yeah,
right there somewhere.
Well, let's look
at it. That's a brilliant statement, huh?
Well, we'll see if we can possibly see it.
Smith is back in the lineup. It's going to be 35 seconds to go with a first down, and all they're going to do is play ball control. Ed or Jeff Morris.
Well, I tell you what, though, that is a big lift for Massillon Jackson.
Yes.
If they can get out of there, just being down 7 points. Euclid was right there knocking on the door. That's exactly what Massillon Jackson had to do, too, is stop him somehow, get a turnover, push him back, do something, not let him get on the board.
Stay with us. The marching band from Massillon Jackson High School is going to be entertaining you. First, they're the visitors, and then the Euclid Panther marching band will entertain you. So stay with us. Got a great halftime show. That ends the first half with a score. Euclid 14, Massillon Jackson 7. A great comeback, but that's a 2nd turnover for Euclid, and both of them hurt. They were deep in the first quarter and fumbled, and right there on the goal line and fumbled. The Massillon Jackson High School Marching Band, and they are on the left end zone across the field, this side of the field. As I mentioned, they're 240 strong. Colorful and exciting marching band. It'll be under the direction of Tom DeStefano, and their announcer will be Dick Arnold. Boy, that is a goodly number to try and control. So let's go to the announcer, Dick Arnold.
Of the Jackson High School Marching Band, 224 members strong, under the direction of Tim DeStefano, Tom Holliday, and Loretta Snell, with majorettes and choreography by Annette Sylvester. The Purple Army this year is led by Annette Sylvester. Let's bring on the Bears. Block with a special arrangement of the famous Blues Brothers' latest hit, Shake a Tail Feather. Watch those majorettes firebomb baton routine. Continuing our show, we show you diagonals, diamonds, kaleidoscopic movements, the joy to the world, cheap tricks, and the new release of an oldie entitled Don't Be Cool.
Yeah, what a job by the Massillon Jackson Marching Band, 240 strong, and the very appreciative audience giving them a standing ovation, and rightly so. And I think that's been the largest band that we've ever covered. What a great job that its director, Tim DeStefano, does with a Massillon Jackson Marching Band. On the far side of the field, getting ready to entertain you, will be the Euclid Panther Marching Band under the direction of Stephen Alspa. Entertaining you with 3 songs. The announcer is Maxine Miles.
On behalf of Euclid High School, I'm proud to present to you the 1989-90 Euclid Panther Marching Band. turn you loose.
And a nice job by the Euclid Panther Marching Band under the direction of Stephen Alspaugh. So a great halftime entertainment for you. The score at the end of the first half is Euclid 14 and Massillon Jackson 7. We'll be back with the start of the second half right after these messages.
Soon, very soon, it'll be that time of year. Time for Scary Stories. Once again, WVIZ is preparing a special Halloween program, and we not only want you to watch, we want you to participate. Do you have a favorite scary story? Or do you have that strange capacity to tell spine-tingling, bone-chilling, scary stories? If so, we want to hear from you. Send a letter to Scary Stories 2 in care of WVIZ 4300 Brook Park Road, Cleveland, Ohio 44134. Entries must be postmarked by September 22nd. The best stories and storytellers will appear on WVIZ's special Halloween thriller, Scary Stories 2.
Northeast Ohio's quality choice, WVIZ.
WVIZ's High School Game of the Week is made possible by the Cleveland Browns, proud supporters of high school football in Northeast Ohio. The Pepsi Cola Bottling Company of Cleveland, bottlers of Slice and Diet Slice. And the East Ohio Gas Company, the Sunshine People, bringing natural gas to more than 1 million people in Northeast Ohio, heating homes, cooking meals, and providing energy for industry.
Welcome back to DiBiasio Stadium, where the Panthers of Euclid are on top by 7, 14-7. Mike Massa along with Brian Powers and our guest commentator, Mike Pagel, number 10 quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Good first half, Mike.
Oh, very good first half. You know, Massillon Jackson has done a good job of shutting down. They've made the 2 big turnovers against Euclid down deep in Jackson territory. 1 on a 10, 1 just before the half when Euclid was about ready to blow this game open. Euclid, for them, have been doing a good job of running the ball. Robert Smith is playing a good game, and things are going well for Euclid.
Well, in their running game for Euclid, 138 yards, 23 passing for their total 161. No problems with turnovers or penalty except for the 2 fumbles, which we've talked about. Those are the turnovers that really hurt. For Massillon Jackson, 84 yards rushing, 27 passing for their 111. They had 1 turnover and 1 penalty for 13 yards. time of possession, quite a difference there. Massillon with 15:23 and Euclid 8:37. For Robert Smith, of course, the big ball carrier, 134 yards on 15 carriers for Euclid.
And that's out of the total of 138.
That's right. That's a lot of running. And they've had completed 3 or 4 passes for 23 yards, and a big completion was one to Robert Smith for 11 yards to keep the drive going on the play.
The time of possession was kind of deceiving because you take away the 90-yard, 8.5-minute drive by Massillon Jackson. Actually, the time of possession is really very, very close. Massillon Jackson needs to do that too offensively right here. They're starting the second half with the football. They need to put together a long, sustained drive, pound the ball at Euclid, which is what they want to do, and try to get the ball in the end zone, tie this game up.
Well, they scored at 1:52 of the first quarter, Massillon Jackson, and the score was 7-0 after the extra point. They went that way till the beginning of the second quarter. At 9:21 of the second quarter, Smith, about 5 yards, broke it off for his touchdown, the extra point good. And then we had another short run by Smith to get our score 14-7 at half.
You're looking at in the center, Dan Craven, 24. Scott Martin to the near side. Carlos McClintock, number 25, who was on the far side. And this is Tom Zofko, who will be kicking off for the Panthers of Euclid. And he gets, and there's a whistle. And there's a flag. What if that could be an offsides against Euclid?
It should be. Where they threw the flag is up on the linesman right there, where the line of Euclid is coming up with the kicker. He'll go over and talk with the referee.
We have a
Jerry
dead ball
Selecki.
encroachment on the kicking team.
On the kicking team.
So that'll move it back 5. And that's going to help out the Bears of Massillon Jackson. So now they'll take it all the way back to the 35 and give Massillon Jackson some pretty fair field position.
And they should move up about 5 yards, but their deep men really didn't.
Well, Zofko can really put a foot into it. He's consistent to the 5. Craven, he takes it at the 15. Got some blockers right up the middle, and he fights his way across the 35. And the officials are going to spot it right on the 35. Kevin Gaines in on the stop for the Panthers. Massillon Jackson takes over, first down from their own 35 as we start the second half. Massillon Jackson on their first possession marched 90 yards, as Mike Pagel mentioned. And they're going to have to get that again, although some adjustments on defense for the Panthers has stopped Howie Morato, the fullback. He gets the call, and they just wait for him right there. That is Craig Muraski, number 64, a two-way performer, 2-year starter, a senior at 215 pounds. He's a tackle. Very active football player. A 2-yard pickup by Morato. Makes it a 2nd and 8. Well, getting a little thing going there, a little spirit. Jeff Morris, the fullback, or a quarterback. And this is going to be Craven's around, cuts it upfield right in the middle, gets the first down into Euclid territory to about the 46.
When going with the ball handling up the middle, off tackle, off guard, and you have a flanker here. You just throw the ball to the back man. You have the inside counter play with number 24, Dan Craven, picking 16 yards, cutting it back up about off tackle, off guard position into the middle of the line.
He did a good job of reading that. That play is designed to go outside, and he saw the hole at the middle, big gaping hole, decided to turn it up, which is a smart move because you can't move the football unless you're going toward the end zone.
And John Parsons made that tackle, or else he'd have picked up even more yardage. Oh my, are they pounding each other with a vengeance. There you see Howie Morato, hit by Murawski along with Chris Martin and Bob. I've been saying Zeeley. There's a matter of opinion and discussion up here in the press box. Is it Zeeley or Zelly? So sometimes I'll call it Zeeley. Brian, you call it Zelly. And Mike Pagel, you call it anything you want. And a flag is dropped as Dan Craven gets more than enough for a first down. That could be a holding.
Usually that's what it is when a flag is thrown by the umpire, is right behind the linebackers. That's what he's looking for.
On the offense.
Hold on the offense. After a good offensive play, the penalty will negate that. Let's see, in the trenches here, we can see the middle guard and the center, where they call them nosemen. They go nose to nose, double team against Roscoe, which he gets all the time, and there could have been a hole right there because the flag came right down behind that play.
Clock showing 9:44 to go, third quarter. Euclid on top by 7, 14-7. This will give, after the penalty, the Bears of Massillon Jackson a 2nd and 18 from their own 47. They were at the 46 of Euclid before the penalty. Tom Littman, the tight end, to the near side. Sean Lutz, the split to the far side. And could be a procedure call or motion?
Yeah, the right tackle jumped on that play, so they're going to.
I would go, I think it would be against
a dead
the
ball
offense.
foul, false start, offense.
They really had some problems. The play came in from Tom Littman, number 13, from the bench. By the time he got it into Sean Lutz, number 2, there was a lot of movement out there. They took a man, posted him up, moved a man over, and they were just not in sync at all on the play. They probably were better off taking the 5 because it didn't look like they were ready at all.
It was going to be a wasted play anyway.
2nd and 22 now. The ball is on the Bears 42. Morris got some running room. And he gets back to near the original line of scrimmage. He's brought down by Ricky Smith.
They're a power football team. They're a solid team, but I really like the coaching on this play. They had the guards pulling to the right, and the quarterback went to the left. They had some play motion away and took all the linebackers out, and Jeff Morris, the halfback, came across. We're looking on the same play at Sean Luntz, the receiver. Now he knows the quarterback's going to roll out. He wants to throw a block. Well, it was a pretty good effort on the play.
Yeah, that's a tough block for a receiver because your head's looking back toward the quarterback. You turn real quick to find a defender, and it's a tough block.
3rd and 10, rolls it out, intends this one for Scott Lutz, the flanker. Number 42 was there defending on the play, Chris Manello, the Panther back for Euclid. So that'll bring up a 4th and about 11, close to 11.
Morris firing that ball. It's going to come right at us here, right into the fans and into the sideline, an incomplete pass.
Punting, Mylan Hersig. Craven and Smith back deep at about the 15. Nice kick. Smith takes it at his 14. Tries to get outside. Tight ropes along the sideline is finally driven out after a 32-yard punt by Mylan Hersig, his best punt of the night. So Euclid will take over in excellent field position with 8:02 to go in the game. They'll have a first down from their own 36. And they are enjoying a 7-point lead. It could have been more than that had they not fumbled with matters of seconds remaining at the end of the half with the nose of the ball touching the end zone. Smith at tailback, Ed Noska, the quarterback. This is Smith. He is so quick. He gets past tacklers before they think they've got him hemmed in, and he gets right through the tackling arms.
Oh, he does a good job, too. If he sees where the blockers are coming, he waits for that second for the lineman to make the block, cuts right behind him, which is what a good back will do.
He glides. He's so fast, he can just put it in another gear. Now he'll come out here. He's setting up the blocks. He goes the outside. He sets a block up here in the play. 2 good blocks in there by Euclid. He sets it up. He glides. Then he can accelerate and get the extra yardage.
He slipped that one tackle from Robert Pryor. And then Matt Heck came in. But certainly more than enough for a first down. They've got the ball on the Bears 42. Nuxka gains. He started to run before he pulled the ball in. He was wide open. Matt Heck was there playing a little soft on defense, the cornerback. but he jumped up in the air and started to run and took his eyes off the ball, and it falls as an incompletion.
Here is what we call a quick hitch. All he does, quarterback turns, takes one step, throws it out. As you can see, the head came off the ball before he caught it. He wanted to see where number 88, the defender, was first.
Took the hands off, hit him right in the face mask.
The Nasca now is 3 of 5 for 23 yards. Second down. Smith gets it. Still on his feet. He's going to go all the way. Whoop. Fryer played the angle beautifully and forced him out of bounds at about the 6. But getting up very slowly is Robert Smith. He's had a career or a season here in just 2.5 quarters.
He can move with the ball. Here it is. He's from the I formation, which is the last back deep. Now there it is. There's the power to break the block. We know he has the speed to the outside. Right here, I thought he was gone, but Fryer comes across. Number 14 gets a good angle on him so that he can stop, put him out of bounds, and with that, a timeout is called out on the field by the officials.
That Rob Fryer has saved about 4 long touchdowns tonight. He's doing a good job. He's been running all over the field. And I tell you what, that's not easy for him. Right now, he's got 7 or 8 tackles, and all of those have been deep in the secondary, and he's doing a heck of a job going sideline to sideline is what a free safety should do.
Yeah, he's there when they need him. Of course, you know when you call it so many tackles on a deep back like that you're penetrating into the defense, and you better get some help from linebackers on the inside.
There's number 14, left there, Fryer. But that's 192 yards, gentlemen, on 17 carries. His longest is 32 yards or 33. 35 yards. Thanks, Ken. You don't write good.
We've got to give him a little more room there. When somebody has 192 yards, they really start coming together with Kent Geis, our stat man, marking off all the yards. Accurate as always, Ken.
Some of those 10 and 13 yarders there, you can take those. Those are short ones. Those are short ones tonight. You can get rid of those.
I'll tell you, he is some kind of ball player. He's added about 15 pounds upper body, so he's so much stronger, about an inch since last year. And every major college in the country is looking at that young man. This is a handoff to Mike Scheck, the fullback, 34. He and Rob Zealy will be sharing time, and I think it was Zealy on that fumble in the end of the first half. They're exchanging on different possessions and rotating. So we've got a 2nd and goal from the 7 now for the Panthers. And the defense for the Bears has got to shut them off here. Pitch back to Smith. And puts his head down, and again right on the goal line. But they are hitting. Robbie Fryer put a shot on Smith again.
Mike, there is a flag on the play.
I think it might be a clip.
There it is, and that's what the referee said.
I think the clip comes right around the corner just before Smith is ready to turn the corner.
Well,
we might catch it on the left side.
All right, Smith has the ball. He's going on the left side. There's no call yet.
There it is, right there.
Here.
You can barely see it. It's on Rob Fryer.
And look at the power, though, going into the end. One official on the sideline called a touchdown, but of course, there was a penalty on the play. Well, nothing went down or nothing touched.
Here comes the clip on the left.
Right there. Yeah, and he threw it. Good call by the official.
Look at this.
Mike, let's see. Yeah,
that right knee might be down.
I don't know. It didn't matter. There was a penalty, but it was a lot of fun watching it anyway.
You could tell a great back, too. When they get near that end zone, they're doing that little extra to get it in there because they want to score.
I'll tell you what, great shots by our down cameras on that, both those replays. So it's going to be a 2nd and goal from the 23, and encroachment against Massillon Jackson. Very angry with it. Or was it against Euclid?
Well, I'm not sure. The quarterback and center were not together on the play. Well, it's the officials. That's what they're out there for. They'll sort it out, and they'll let us know.
I thought that
illegal procedure. Dead ball.
Because Chris Bringardner threw his hands up in the air, sort of angry at himself, and that's why I thought it would maybe a good encroachment against the Massillon Jackson Bears. And now that is 5 penalties against Euclid for a total of 45 yards. Nuska. Boy, they really came after him. They shut him down, led by Brad Damo. And I think Wilson also. There you're looking at number 62, Brad Damo, who had 4 sacks in the season so far. 6'2", 235 pounds.
We're going to look at him again because he's what Mike mentioned, came in there tight. Quarterback looked downfield. There was good coverage on the play. Brad came in and made the stuff of Ed Zivnoska, number 9 from Euclid.
Good look at this fine young man. Good student in the classroom, too, and also is on the track team here at Massillon Jackson. So it's a 3rd and 30 and goal from the 32. Gives it to Smith. Covered immediately by Mylan Hersig. Boy, he stayed right at home and covered him. The moment he got the ball, just wrestled him down.
Well, Euclid had a good screen set up here. They got 3 guys out in front to make the play, to make blocks for Smith. And just a great defensive play by Herzig. That's what a good linebacker will do, too. He'll slide in between the blockers and make the stop on those screen plays. Basically, one of the few ways you can stop a good screen.
You know, you can't be comfortable with a 4th and 3rd and goal from the 30 when you got a Smith, although they say they're going to have Ken Walters punt. And he does. Left-footer, gets it up in the air. Fair catch call. They want to see it go in the end zone. It does. It'll be brought out to the 20 with the clock showing exactly 5 minutes remaining after that 32-yard punt by Ken Walter. That's his season average so far. So Massillon Jackson will take over first down from the 20.
Good defensive series for Massillon Jackson against Euclid. Stopping the pass with the quarterback sack. Stopping Smith going off tackle on a play, even though they loosened up. Smith came downfield. They were tough when they had to, and he can relax a little bit now. Elmer Sheets, second year as head coach for Massillon Jackson in the Federal League. They've had 2 victories already this year, beating Collinwood and Alliance.
And Alliance is in their league. This is Lutz. Tries to slip out, but the defense from Euclid shutting them down. Good pursuit by the linebackers and the linemen. Lutz, 6 foot, 185 pounds. That'll bring a loss of 2. That'll make it a 2nd and 12.
Well, that's the first time that Euclid has stopped that sweep, too, with the unbalanced line where Massillon Jackson has brought the extra blocker over. It's the first time Euclid has penetrated to stop the back.
This is Craven. He doesn't get much. Just shutting them down. Gets across the 20, maybe to the 22. McMullen leads the game for tight end, and Tom Lippman replaces him, bringing in a play from Coach Elmer Sheets.
Defensive change. Robert Smith is back in there at the safety position because of 3rd and long. They like him to float back there, try to get that ball.
Got a 3rd and a 9. Boy, what a well-conditioned athlete he is. Gets it out, and Lutz. No good, incomplete. Ricky Smith there on defense doing a good job. Number 33, a 5'10", 165-pound senior.
3rd down, a play that they had to go to the pass play. Quarterback going out, he rolls to his left, he does it pretty well. Sets down, we really couldn't tell till the last second. It's right over on the sideline, gets away the flanker back.
Very good throw by Jeff Morris. Just a great defensive play by Ricky Smith and stripped that ball from the receiver.
Is this going to be a nice kick? Rolls. Smith watches it roll out of bounds at the 37. So Euclid will take over from that point after a 42-yard punt with the roll. Gentlemen, you better start thinking about the offensive and defensive player of the game. Well, I'll tell you, you guys pick the defense and I'll pick the offensive player. How's that sound?
Oh, you take the easy job, don't you?
No, that's a tough job.
That's a tough job. Yeah.
But somebody else has to do it.
Yes. 1st and 10 for Euclid from their own 37-yard line. 3:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. Euclid on top by 7. Smith gets the call, slips a couple, another tackle, and Fly chases him, and he can't catch him this time, and a great block put on by Gaines. He got in front of Howie Morado, and Smith goes into the end zone.
Well, as many times as Robert Smith has broken free into the secondary, you knew it had to be time for him to go all the way.
Fly just couldn't get the angle and couldn't catch up to it.
With 4.4 speed, you're not going to get the angle every time.
63-yard touchdown run by the premier running back, and many experts say in the country, Robert Smith, who gets his third touchdown of the game, and his 4th of the season, and there he is. What a fine young man. Carries a 3.0 in the classroom as Tom Zufka gets the point after, and that makes it a 21-7 score with 3:19 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, that's certainly worth another look with Smith, the tailback. It's difficult for Massillon. They played a nice defensive game in the last series. They almost get him here. Look, he breaks the tackles coming down. Pryor's going to be out there like always, just not quite enough speed on the outside. And then the other deep man coming across, Howie Morado. But by this time, Smith has the outside, and Mike Pagel said there's no one going to catch him.
And Gaines gets in front of that last tackler. He did a great job defensively. Offensively there.
That's a good job by Gaines, too, just standing in the guy's way and shielding him. You really don't have to make a block in that situation because you can risk a chance for a clip or a holding call. Just get in the way and shield him.
And as you said before, Smith plays off those blocks beautifully.
And the power he has in the first 10 yards is what's not. You know, a lot of backs might get tripped up.
He slept 3 tackles, then gets in the open and uses that great speed.
He pulls his knees up real high too when he gets in that crowd, and it makes it very tough for the defenders to get a hand on him.
Zefko kicks. Craven takes it at the 4. And he's brought down very quickly by Darnell Scott, who's had 1 sack, 1 interception, and 1 knockdown pass in this very young season for Euclid. This is going to be a big series of plays with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. They're down now by 14. Look at this, 255 yards. 3 for receptions for 16 yards, 3 TDs. He's still talking
about it.
And an interception, too.
Yep.
Beautiful one-handed interception.
He sure does it all. You can see why every Division I college in the country is looking at him. UCLA, USC, Michigan is looking at him. Michigan would love to have a running back like that.
I might have to put a plug in for
State.
Arizona State, though. You know, I'm going to have to go after him for Arizona State. Send him down there, you know, sunshine, great weather to play in, beautiful stadium, holds 75,000. See what I can do, you know, see if I can get him down there to the land of the Valley of the Sun.
It sounds grand, but you still make your home here now when you say you're going to stay here because there's nice people in Cleveland.
That's true.
Okay.
We'll keep him here. Cleveland State doesn't have a football program now.
Quick handoff to Dan Craven.
There's a coach that came from down in Arizona that's at Ohio State would like to have him right now.
Yeah, John Cooper, that's true.
Terry Roscoe in on that stop, the 6'4", 230-pound senior, who's had a really good year. The first 2 games, he had 3 sacks already.
Yeah, it seems to me, Brian, is that Massillon Jackson started a game running a lot of crossing action with the backs, and they were running 2 or 3 different plays out of that, and it was giving Euclid a lot of fits. Now all of a sudden they've gone to a whole nother batch of plays, and it's really not working for them. I'd like to see Massillon Jackson get back to their bread and butter, which is crossing the backs and getting after them.
Jeff Morris throws a screen. Craven. Nice block put on. Kevin Gaines chases him, but Darnell Scott forced him out of bounds, but not until they pick up a first down.
Some nice cross action in the backfield here with the quarterback faking into number 24, Craven, and then dumping it out to him. He's wide open on the corner. It was very soft on the corner, and he's a running back. He pulls it up there, gets his first down. It gives him a little bit of room. There's only 2 minutes left in this quarter. They're down by a couple touchdowns, but still plenty of time for them to get their offense back in gear.
Got a first down from their own 40. And knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Terry Roscoe, the 6'4", get those big paws up there and knocked it away.
Well, I tell you, Scott Lutz is very lucky on this one here. This here is Shonlet's going down the field, but his younger brother's coming underneath him.
I'm here. I see you, but I can't get the ball.
I think the ball was going to number 20, Scott Lutz, who was underneath Sean. And if he would have caught it, there was a defender standing right there, and I think you might have seen a vicious hit.
2nd and 10. Pressure put on Jeff Morris, led by Mike Scheck. He did a good job breaking through. Minute 30 to go. For Massillon Jackson, they've got a 3rd and 15 now from their own 36-yard line. I imagine Jeff Morris is going to try and throw again or doing a draw play. He's throwing it. The closest man to it was Mike Sharamonte, who is a tackle.
Those guys are not allowed to catch the ball.
No, not at all, nor did he even know that ball was coming. He was going out there on a screen. He was going to try to do his job, but play just didn't develop. Nothing on that play.
Just good pressure again by the defense of Euclid.
Twice in a row now.
Number 7 was Gaines, Kevin Gaines, and Robert Smith is at the far side of the field. Good punt, high. Bounces in front of Gaines and then stops. He can't get his hands on it, and it rolls dead at the 32. So Euclid would take over from that point after a 32-yard punt with 55 seconds showing on the clock. They've got a 14-point lead, 21-7. Last year, the first time these two teams met, Euclid came out on top 14-0. But this game is important to Euclid. If they want to get in the playoffs again for the 3rd year in a row, they're going to have to get some additional wins against teams who are going to have winning records. So stay with us. At the end of this quarter, we'll be bringing you a scoreboard. Smith gets the call, gets through a hole, but... Or is that Ricky Smith? It is Ricky Smith, number 33.
That's right, Mike. It was Smith, but it was Ricky Smith this time, 33, and not Robert. Ricky's in there in the tailback position.
Well, I think that Robert deserved a rest. The stop was made by Eric Wilson for Massillon Jackson. It's a yard pickup, 2nd and 9, running out of time. This play will not get off. The 3rd quarter will end with the score. The Panthers of Euclid 21, the Bears of Massillon Jackson 7. Now let's go to scoreboard. Welcome back to the Massillon Stadium, where the Panthers of Euclid are going against the Bears of Massillon Jackson. That's not one of our camera folks, by the way. And you saw the score, 21-7. When we get back to action, Euclid's going to have the ball on their own 33-yard line with a 2nd and 9. And now it's gut time for the Bears of Massillon Jackson. They've got to shut them down and try and get on the scoreboard.
Right, they have to get that ball back, and that's hard to do. Euclid has 250 yards rushing, 24 passing for a total of 274 yards. For Massillon Jackson on 46 plays, they have 119 yards, 41 passing for their total of 160 yards. And you can see the possession time with Massillon, but the score, and that's the one that counts. Panthers of Euclid 21, Massillon Jackson 7.
274 yards. Robert Smith has 255 yards on the ground, and he has 16 yards in receptions. Yes, look at him slip tackles. He is a phenomenon.
What's really helping him, too, is he's doing a good job of reading the blocks, letting the block develop before he's making his cut. And all of the linemen and the receivers, very important for the receivers, too, are locking onto a defender, staying with them, and just keep their feet, keep moving, and let Smith be an athlete, which he is, and find the hole.
Well, Robbie Fryer again in on that stop. He's been following Smith all over the field, and for almost the entire 3 quarters of play, he's been very successful at stopping him.
I'd be curious to see what kind of speed Robbie Fryer has, but I know it's not 4.4.
Nope.
He's going to be a tired young man after this.
I'll tell you where he's better than a 4.4 in the classroom. He's carrying a 4.5, almost. The intended receiver was John Parsons, the split end, but I think it could have been tipped.
You know, it was tipped. It was a good defensive play, but the defensive backs are always taught. Quarterback, Noska going back. As a defensive back, you're taught to hit that ball down. He hits it up, and a lot of times they practice this tip drill. Parsons must have practiced it all week because it was into his hands, and then it comes out. Cernick, number 39, is the man who tipped the ball. Parsons almost came up with it, but it was incomplete.
That record, the 271 yards now by Smith, Brian, is an all-time school record. And he picks and adds to that grand total. He's a 2nd and 10. He picks up about 5. Let's call it a 3rd and 5. And they're now on the 45-yard line.
That's one of the first times all game the Massillon Jackson has shut down Jackson with a whole bunch of guys.
But at scoring, the first possession by Massillon Jackson, they went march 90 yards and got a touchdown, but the defense of Euclid's been able to hold them. So a 3rd and 5. They hand off on the draw to Smith on a fake, pass it. This is Martin. Chris Martin gets a first down and a flag. Boy, did he take a couple of hits. Matt Heck doing a job along with Rob Cernick.
11th grade quarterback Ed Zivnoska, number 9, made a nice fake on that play into his line.
There's a clip on the offense.
It's going to get called back. Clip on the offense called by the referee. See if we see it. Quarterback Zivnoska going back now. Faking the ball in there. Of course, Smith carries it so many times, everybody thinks he has it. Ed brings the ball back out and fires a nice pass down there to number 44. Too. Martin. But this is all going to come back because of the call we heard with the clip.
The clip was on Kevin Gaines. He was downfield trying to make a block after the catch. And he was in good position, but then he made a cardinal rule. The minute the defender turned his back to him and he saw his name, don't hit him, Kevin Gaines got a little bit over aggressive and hit him in the back for a clip.
It'll be a 3rd and 7 now. And a timeout being called for an equipment repair for one of the Bears. And now 227 yards, 22 carries, and that gives him a 2-3, almost 400 yards in 3 games for Robert Smith.
Well, he had over 1,500 yards last year, so he's right on cue for that. For now, this is senior year. There was a timeout when the linesman, Ron Oshaki, was fixing a helmet, and with that, they decided to call an official's timeout to bring that water out because of the conditions here on this Friday night, extremely humid.
You can tell that's the winning bench, can't you? They're looking and smiling. Clock showing 10:37 to go, fourth quarter. Euclid will have a 3rd and 7 from the 49. No one's leaving this ball game, even though it's a 14-point lead for the Panthers. But I think it's worth the price of admission just watching Smith run.
It is.
I mean, he's awesome.
Really gives some power into that backfield with his speed, power, ability to break it off.
We've got 2 nationally renowned running backs. From Bookville, we have Powers and we have Smith here. Whoa, what a great catch. Super reception. Laying himself out was Kevin Gaines. That's as good as it comes.
That's the reason we featured him at the top of the show, because he's capable of catches like this. A good flanker. Look at the hands. Comes across. Pass wasn't sharp, but it made it out there. That's all that counted.
It don't matter what it looks like, as long as it's caught, and that's a great job of laying out by Kevin Gaines. That's a tough position, too, to come across the middle with the ball thrown high and extending the receiver. Kevin Gaines went in there fearlessly and caught it.
And hanging on to him was Dan Craven, number 24 from Massillon Jackson. Play action. Zivnaska lets it go, and a completion. That's again to Kevin Gaines.
Once again, another good fake by Zivnaska. Fakes in there, and he's got a lot of patience. He fakes the ball inside of the running back Smith and decides that he's going to keep it. Comes around the backside, and he fooled about 4 or 5 defenders on Massillon Jackson's right side of their defense.
And again, that shows Robert Smith's ability, because he carries the ball so often. They fake to him, everybody goes on him, and it gives the quarterback some room. I kind of thought he was going to run that time. He did have a lot of room to the outside, but he fired a strike to Kevin Gaines.
Kevin Gaines has 3 receptions for 33 yards, and Smith gets the carry. Loses it, and I think he covered his own fumble. And there, right away, is Robbie Fryer. What a job he has done.
Got a few extra yards on a play like that. Flip, deep set, let him gain, go up through the hole, he lost it. Look at the extension he had. He wanted that football,
but it bounced right for him.
It did
right back up into his hands. So it'll be a 2nd and 4. Roscoe now in at fullback. Smith gets the ball. Nice open field tackle by Rob Cernick.
Mike, I'm glad you called the name of Terry Roscoe at fullback, because he just threw a block. The spring Smith threw there was devastating on the outside end. Roscoe goes 230 pounds, 6'4", through a crushing block. Quarterback's going to spin. The first man you'll see should be the fullback. There he is going right there.
46.
I don't know if we'll see it. Yes, you will. See it right there? Pow!
Rob Cernick makes the tackle. Number 39, 5'11", 180 pounds senior. Another 1st and down at the 11. They can get another 1st down without scoring. Roscoe hits and spins away. Boy, you can hear those pads make contact. I don't want to be on that field, I'll tell you.